So you know what? I know usually I take the tough love approach and I'm shouting at you and shit. I just want to be nice to you today, little bro. I'm in a nice, calm, composed mood, and I guess it fits with the topic of this video. But yeah, I just want to actually say I'm proud of you, man. If you look around you, I literally go outside of your house and look around at 99% of men around you. How many of them live a life like yours? How many of them voluntarily embrace discomfort every single day and make their lives harder rather than more comfortable? How many men do that? Barely any of them. And I'm not saying this in an arrogant or big-headed way of, oh, look how good we are. But seriously, man, what you're doing is commendable. It's admirable. It really is. So I know sometimes you put yourself down, you look at yourself and think, oh, I'm not good enough, or this person's better than me, this person's better than me. Start bigging yourself up, start hyping yourself up. I know I tell you this sometimes in my tough love video, tell yourself you're the fucking man, get a grip of yourself. And I truly mean it. Be proud of yourself. You've made a lot of fucking progress. And, how many other men do that? Most men know the gym. That's about as uncomfortable as their life gets, going to the gym. Well, that's my bit of a discomfort, or lifting some weights. That's it, bro. Do you know what I mean? So we're on a different level in that sense. And again, I know it sounds arrogant, but you've got to be proud of yourself. You got to big yourself up. Okay, so take a moment to just be like, yeah, you know what? I'm the fucking man. I'm proud of myself. Now, with that being said, it brings me on to the topic of the video, right? Suffer in silence as men, especially as men. And I think that's a key point of masculinity. And when I say suffer in silence, I'm not talking about the cliche thing of like, oh, if you're feeling depressed, don't talk to anyone. You should suffer in silence. Don't show your emotions. I don't mean any of that. It's a different video entirely. So my topic is, or my point of focus is, when you are going through some sort of adversity, some sort of problem, whatever problem you're facing right now, you can probably think of it as I mention it. It's probably one thing that you're currently going through it's got an effect on you. And if you're not, then fair enough, great, good for you. But, life inevitably will throw something at you that you can't control, and it will be uncomfortable, and you'll suffer. And when you go through these periods of suffering and adversity, I want you to suffer in silence. I want you to train your mind for two reasons, which I'll get on in a second, to suffer in silence. Now, number one is when you voluntarily embrace discomfort on a day-to-day basis, you literally do things on purpose to make your life harder. For example, little things, even like taking cold showers, or you'll be in the park and you'll take the path with all the nettles and shit rather than the nice smooth path, little things like that, all the way up to big levels where you're taking a challenge that scares the shit out of you, right? Every single day you're doing something that makes you scared, uneasy, uncomfortable, voluntarily embracing discomfort, because that's how you grow. There is no growth in comfort, so that you're intelligent. Now, naturally, that prepares you for when life throws this uncontrollable event at you. So you lose a family member, okay? A family member might die. You get a health condition, your dog dies, your girlfriend breaks up with you, something like that you can't really control, and it's uncomfortable, and you're suffering. This is the first point. This is why I think you should suffer in silence on a day-to-day basis when you are going through pain and adversity and uncomfortable situations. You should suffer in silence, because naturally, our mind is going to try and revert into the victim mindset, right? It's going to try and make us, let me just chill out, set myself up. It's going to be an interesting topic. It tries to put you in this victim mindset of complaining about your situation, feeling sorry for yourself, feeling pity for yourself. And it does that because I think subconsciously we believe that, if I feel sorry for myself, if I make myself a victim, then the world or God or the universe or someone else is going to come and save me and take this discomfort away from me. Now, we understand that just doesn't work like that. No one's coming to save you. Okay, you have to save yourself through your mind, and this is the point of the video, right? If you're going through a period right now of uncomfortability or adversity, you got some sort of problem that you're trying to overcome, if you sit there complaining about your situation, why me, or this is shit, this is, I feel pain, I feel this, I feel that, that's not going to do you any good, is it? You're putting yourself in the victim mindset because you think it's easier to do that because, number one, you don't have to take responsibility. It's easier to say, I'm a victim, this happens to me all the time, the universe has done this to me, this person's done. It's easier to pass the blame onto something else, some sort of external source, than it is to admit responsibility and take control of your mind and your body in that period of discomfort. It's easier to just be a victim, isn't it? This is why we do it naturally as humans, because your mind is always trying to take the easiest path to keep you alive, to keep you safe. It does that on purpose, but obviously you don't grow from that, and we understand that because we're intelligent, right? So with that being said, number one, the reason why I want you to suffer in silence, and what I mean by this is literally just don't complain, don't make yourself a victim, take the positives out of the situation and just crack on, put one foot in front of the other and keep going. If you're in a situation where your dog dies, for example, oh, why did it have to be him? Why me? Why does everything bad happen to me? Instead of making yourself a victim and feeling sorry for yourself, oh, this is really shit, I feel really sad, and then moping around the house, making everyone else feel miserable. Instead, suffer in silence. Yeah, it's fucking sad. You're going to feel some negative emotion for a little bit, but what other choice do you have? You either sit there, mope around, crying about it, complaining about it, making yourself a victim, feeling sorry for yourself, or you suffer in silence, you get a grip of yourself, take the positives out of it. Well, at least I had that time with him. You know, I've learned this from it. At least this situation is going to make me more mentally resilient. You know, at least I had all these memories that we can share and I can think back to, and that makes me happy. Great. Take all the positives you can from it. I don't know what your situation may be, but look at it with a gratitude mindset. How can I be grateful that this has happened? How can I be grateful for this situation? Really sit there, deeply think about it, okay? Because that's how you take and apply a positive mindset when you're in negativity. So take the positives, okay? Stand tall, get a grip of yourself. Don't walk around looking at the floor, feeling sorry for yourself. Get a grip. Okay, and crack on and do what you know you need to do, regardless of how you feel, because life isn't going to stop because you feel sorry for yourself. No one's going to come and give you their hand and pick you out of that uncomfortable situation. No one can do that for you. You've got to do it for yourself. Okay, so you may as well just take the most positive approach to that situation, and that is by suffering in silence. You know, getting a grip of yourself. Yeah, you can have a cry, and that's not what I'm saying. I don't mean hide your emotions. You can have a cry. You know, go home, have a good cry in the shower, whatever. But don't sit there moping around feeling sorry for yourself. That's number one. Get a grip, get out there, crack on, okay? Because that is how you're going to get the best out of this situation, okay? It just is. Moping around, crying about it is not going to give you the most return on investment in this situation. You have now an added bit of fuel, a bit of energy that you didn't have before. Whether it's anger, whether it's pain, whether it's sadness, it's energies, or emotions are literally fuel. You've got an extra bit now because of this negative situation. There's a positive to take from it straight away. Cool. When I'm in the gym now, at least I've got this extra bit of motivation, extra bit of energy. You know, fucking I'll show you, you little cunt. You just get angry with yourself. Use it in a positive way. Great. Brilliant. Rather than sitting there crying about it. Number two is it builds up mental resilience. Okay. If you... For example, we'll use a cold shower as an example, right? When I get in the cold shower sometimes, you know, naturally my mind's flinching from the water. It's trying to keep me away from the pain and discomfort. If you just stand tall, I literally punish myself as well. Every time I flinch, every time I have a thought of like, oh, you know, stay away from the cold water, or try and minimize the amount of discomfort that I'm feeling, I punish myself and I just stand there and fully submerge myself in it on purpose because I feel like, well, I'm not being a pussy, right? And I think suffering in silence as well. You get in the cold shower, and naturally you'll make noises. Oh, fuck, yeah, you know, it's so cold. You'll just make these noises. You'll start spazzing out in a sense. Instead, I get in there and literally just slow my breathing down. I'll hold my breath sometimes as well. I'll really slow my heart rate down and just control myself. I'm taking a control over my body through my mind. That's what I mean by suffering in silence. You're controlling your body. You're not allowing the circumstance to control you. You are controlling yourself in response to the circumstance. And again, use the cold shower and replace that with anything. Lost your family member, girlfriend broke up with you, health condition, dog died, whatever. Replace that and utilize that same mindset of suffering in silence. You get in there, you take a deep breath, you control your body, you control your emotions, you control your stress levels, and you crack on. Scientifically proven that if you do that, you will build mental resilience and physical resilience. Your body and mind have to adapt. You either adapt to a situation or you die. That's it. That's the only two options. Yeah, and you've been adapting your entire life. Without even knowing it, you've been adapting to things. So why can't you do it now? In this situation that you're feeling, this pain that you're feeling, why can't you adapt? Of course you can. You can do it if you just simply embrace it. You have no other choice. Don't hide away from it. Don't abuse substances to mask your pain. Embrace it. Use that pain as fuel, like I said before, and you'll find that sooner or later you adapt to it. You have literally a thing called hedonic adaptation that your body and mind responds to. And it happens with negative things, it happens with positive things. So pleasure. If you have sex enough times, you'll find that you adapt to it. You know, in the same period of time. If you just keep having sex over and over again, naturally you'll just adapt to it, and the pleasure won't feel as good as it did the first time. Okay, and it's the same with pain. You get in a cold shower, naturally over time your body and mind adapts to it. If you are embracing it in a resilient way and a positive way, you're not hiding away from it. You're not making yourself a victim. You're not complaining. You're not pussying out after 2 seconds and getting out the cold shower and running away and crying. Right? You're embracing it. You're taking a deep breath and you're controlling your emotions, you're controlling your stress, and you're controlling your pain tolerance. Naturally, your body's going to then send signals to the brain saying, we should get out, we should get out, we should get out when it feels the pain. But your body's then going to realize, he's not getting out, he's not stopping, he's still going. So if we don't want to die, we've got to adapt to this situation. So we better fucking, use everything we've got, use all the calories we've got, all the fucking brain power we've got to get through this pain, this discomfort, warm ourselves up. Yeah, so just a little food for thought on this beautiful sunny morning, and snowy actually. Look at the view. It's gorgeous, mate. Absolutely beautiful. And actually, I've got the top off today as well, which is rare because fucking hell, it's been so cold recently to the point where it's like frostbite level. Do you know what I mean? It's nice to be able to, because I'm that kind of guy that, bro, when the sun's out, my top's off, I'm just walking around. You know what I mean? Any excuse I get to get my top off, I'm that kind of guy. So it's nice. But yeah, a little food for thought. I think you should just learn to control yourself is what I'm basically trying to say. Is learn to control your body with your mind. Learn to control your pain tolerance with your mind. Your mind is very, very powerful, and it can adapt to anything if you're willing to push it that far. So don't complain. If you're on a run with somebody and your legs start hurting, don't start complaining. Oh, my legs hurt. Oh, it's so fucking cold. Oh, this, that. Stop making yourself a victim. Because complaining literally just shows you and the people around you that you have no control over yourself. That's it. That's all that it does. It doesn't save you. It doesn't make your situation stop. It doesn't help you in any way. It puts you in a negative victim mentality and makes you weaker. So just don't do that to yourself. Suffer in silence. You're feeling pain. Yeah, great. Get on with it. Use it as fuel. Embrace it. I'll show you fucking pain. You think that's painful? I'll show you pain. Get angry with yourself like that and use that fuel and turn it into a positive. Do you understand? If you want to learn more, the coaching's down below in the description. As always, look after yourself, stay safe, and I'll see you soon, bro. Bye.